You feel fatigued and want to regain your energy. The solution lies in your diet. Today, I'm going to reveal 12 foods that will help you strengthen your muscles and boost your energy without spending a fortune. You'll also learn how rest and physical activity can maximize your results. Stay until the end, as the third food is essential for preventing muscle weakness and is little known by most people. Do you know which nutrient is key to preserving and increasing muscle mass after age 60? The answer is clear and simple: protein. This macronutrient is essential for your body to prevent muscle loss and start gaining strength. Why is it so crucial? As we age, our body's functioning changes. What used to be sufficient in terms of nutrition 20 or 30 years ago is no longer enough. In fact, our nutritional demands increase, so we must be more mindful of what we consume. For this reason, meeting a daily protein minimum isn't optional, it's indispensable. Here's something you might not know: proteins don't only come from meat. While animal products are significant, there are also various plant-based protein sources that offer the same benefits. Below, I'll present a list of perfect options for everyone. If you follow a vegetarian or vegan diet, you'll find ideal alternatives. And if you're on a tight budget, don't worry, these foods are quite affordable. If you live in a rural area, accessibility won't be an issue. You'll be surprised at how easy they are to obtain. For instance, having hens at home allows you to get eggs, one of the most nutritious and protein-rich foods. As you can see, maintaining a healthy diet doesn't have to be difficult or expensive. If you want to maintain your energy, muscle mass, and most importantly, your well-being, you can't miss this selection of protein-rich foods. Let's discover what they are. Chicken breast in your diet. Let's talk about a food that undoubtedly stands out for its high protein content: chicken breast. This food is remarkable because, proportionally, it offers up to 30% protein, making it an exceptional source of macronutrients. But what does this really mean? Chicken breast is a source of high biological value protein, meaning your body easily absorbs it. Moreover, it contains a substantial amount of essential amino acids, which are crucial for building and maintaining muscle mass. How much protein does it contain? To give you a clear idea, consuming a 100 g portion of chicken breast provides around 30 g of protein. This makes it an essential component of a balanced diet. Ideally, you should include it in at least one daily meal. Imagine planning a varied menu where chicken breast is part of lunch or dinner, with portions ranging from 100 to 150 g. Why choose chicken breast over other parts of the chicken? You might wonder, but the reason lies in its composition. Other parts of the chicken usually have a higher fat content, especially saturated fats, which are not ideal for those looking to manage their cholesterol or maintain a healthy weight. In contrast, chicken breast is low in fat, rich in protein, and provides essential minerals that promote muscle growth. It's important to keep in mind the amount of protein we need to consume daily. To determine your protein requirement, simply multiply your weight by 1.5. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, multiplying this by 1.5 gives you 105 g of protein. To make it easier to consume, you can divide this amount into 3 or 4 portions throughout the day. This means you should aim to consume 25 to 30 g of protein in each main meal. Additionally, something I haven't mentioned is that this video is organized into chapters, which will allow you to navigate it easily. You'll find them in the description. 11. The power of peanuts. First, let's highlight an excellent option for those following vegetarian or vegan diets: peanuts. This humble yet powerful food is not only delicious but also packed with protein. Comparing it to chicken breast, which provides around 30 g of protein per 100 g, peanuts hold their ground with 20-23 g of protein per 100 g. Peanuts are a plant-based alternative that closely resembles animal-derived protein. However, there's an interesting point to consider. Consuming 100 g of peanuts in one sitting can be challenging, as they're usually eaten in smaller portions, posing a quantity-related challenge. Additionally, it's important to remember that peanuts are high in calories and fats. In fact, 100 g can provide between 400 and 500 calories, making them an excellent choice for older individuals dealing with underweight issues or weakness. Before moving on, I'd love to hear about your experience. Do you usually include peanuts in your daily diet? Are you planning to add them to your meals? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'll be eager to read them. The best part about peanuts is their versatility, they can be enjoyed in many ways. For example, you can roast them or make a tasty, sugar-free homemade peanut candy like pasoka. A popular combination you must try is peanuts with bananas, offering a solid boost of energy and protein. Additionally, to increase your calorie and protein intake, chopped peanuts can be added to salads or various dishes. If you're following a low-calorie diet, you should keep an eye on the quantity of peanuts you consume. So, now you know, peanuts are not just a delicious snack but also a fantastic nutrient source that can enhance your diet. Add this superfood to your meals and reap its benefits. 10. Eggs, a budget-friendly, nutrient-rich option. Eggs are an affordable and nutrient-dense choice, especially for those who keep chickens at home. But even if that's not your case, don't worry, they're easy to find in any store at a reasonable price, making them a great option for everyone. Preparing eggs is very simple, you can boil them in hot water or fry them in a pan. It's essential to consider using as little fat as possible when frying eggs. Opt for olive oil, butter, or even a bit of vegetable oil. If you have a non-stick pan, even better, just a small amount of fat will keep the eggs from sticking, allowing you to enjoy them hassle-free. Eggs are a standout source of protein, providing approximately 6 g per egg. Preparing an omelette with 5 eggs gives you a protein amount similar to that in a serving of chicken breast, a food well known for its high protein content. So don't hesitate to enjoy that delicious 5-egg omelette. We've debunked the myth that eggs are harmful to a balanced diet. It was once believed that consuming eggs could raise cholesterol levels, but now we know that dietary cholesterol doesn't directly impact blood cholesterol for most people. This means that the cholesterol we consume is processed by our bodies and doesn't necessarily increase our blood cholesterol levels. So we can enjoy eggs without concern. Today, eggs are no longer seen as an enemy but as a valuable ally in daily nutrition. Their simplicity and quick preparation make them an excellent choice for breakfast, whether as a large omelette with 5 eggs, a smaller one with 3, or scrambled eggs to start the day. This practical, adaptable food can also be included in light dinners or as a snack throughout the day. The key is to make sure you include this essential nutrient in your daily diet. Don't hesitate to add eggs to your dishes and enjoy their many benefits. By the way, don't forget that the third point is the most significant of all, even though 99% of people over 60 don't take it into account. With that said, let's move on to the next point, number 9, beef. 9. Beef, a staple protein source. One food I can't leave out of this list is beef. This animal-based protein, sourced from cattle, includes both cows and calves. When discussing beef, it's crucial to understand the variety of cuts, each with unique characteristics regarding fat and protein content. In the case of beef, some cuts contain more fat, resulting in a lower protein percentage, while others are leaner with less fat in the muscle fibers, leading to higher protein content. For instance, although both are cuts of beef, ribs have significantly less protein compared to a leaner cut like filet mignon. To illustrate this, let's take a lean cut like duck as an example. This meat contains between 25% and 28% protein. In practical terms, this means that 100 g of duck provides around 25 to 28 g of protein. Now, if you decide to incorporate beef into your diet, a 150 g steak can be an excellent choice. Consuming it regularly, preferably daily or at least 3 times a week, and alternating it with other sources of animal protein, will help you make significant progress toward your nutritional goals. It's essential to point out that using protein supplements isn't necessary if you can obtain the required amount through your diet. Supplementation should only be an option for those who struggle to meet their daily protein targets. Before continuing, remember to like the video if you're enjoying it and subscribe to the channel to receive the best tips on attracting abundance and prosperity into your life. Let's keep going. Sardines are a type of fish known for their low cost, making them affordable for many people. This is especially true for those living near the sea, where sardines are more readily available. However, even those in more remote areas can access frozen sardines, increasing their availability further. So why should you consider adding sardines to your diet? This fish is an excellent source of protein, providing about 25 g of protein per 100 g. But that's not all. Sardines are also rich in omega-3, a vital fatty acid for our health that, interestingly, isn't naturally produced by our bodies. Every 100 g of sardines contains between 1.5 and 2 g of omega-3, which is quite close to the recommended dose for a supplement. Besides their omega-3 content, sardines are also an excellent source of vitamin D, calcium, and B vitamins. These nutrients are essential for maintaining overall health and can significantly improve your well-being. Options and precautions. It's worth noting that canned sardines are a convenient option when fresh ones aren't available. However, caution is needed. Canned versions can have a high sodium content. Therefore, it's advisable to limit their consumption, particularly for those with hypertension. Although modern packaging has reduced the use of preservatives, sodium remains a concern for those who need to follow a controlled diet. We're approaching the third-place food, a key option for everyone over 60. However, before getting there, let's move to number 7, quinoa. Quinoa is not just food, it plays a crucial role in our nutrition. Its richness in phosphorus and magnesium, 2 vital nutrients, supports various body functions. It is also an excellent source of fiber, promoting digestive health and a sense of fullness. Nutritionally, quinoa is particularly beneficial for those looking to build muscle mass, as it provides up to 5 g of protein per 100 g cooked, making it an excellent alternative to rice in your meals. Would you like to enjoy a delicious meal while incorporating high-quality protein into your diet? Quinoa, besides being a great protein source, is rich in carbohydrates but with a low glycemic index. This makes it a perfect option for people with diabetes, as it helps maintain more stable blood sugar levels. So, if you have the chance to add quinoa to your main meals, don't hesitate to take advantage of it. 6. Beans. Beans are an outstanding source of protein, especially when compared to other legumes that contain animal-based proteins. In fact, by eating beans, you're consuming around 5 g of protein per 100 g. But that's not the only important thing. This protein stands out not just for its quantity but also for its high quality. Beans are not only an excellent source of protein but also provide various essential amino acids that the body needs for proper functioning. But that's not all, they are also rich in fiber, which promotes healthy digestion and helps maintain a feeling of fullness for longer. Additionally, they contain B-complex vitamins, which are essential for energy metabolism and the proper functioning of the nervous system. Moreover, beans have an excellent carbohydrate composition due to their low glycemic index. This means they release energy more gradually, avoiding rapid spikes in blood sugar and helping maintain steady energy levels throughout the day. If you already include them in your diet, that's great. But if not, I suggest adding them, especially to your midday meals. You can pair them with other healthy ingredients, such as quinoa, which is also an excellent source of protein. This combination will not only enhance the nutritional value of your meal but also provide a delicious and complete culinary experience. Before we move on, let me ask you something: are you learning from this video? If so, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Let's continue. 5. Milk. Milk has been the subject of extensive discussion and controversy, but it's time to address this topic clearly and with solid evidence. In September 2023, the Brazilian Society of Nutritionists and the Brazilian Association of Nutritionists released a recommendation based on several studies, concluding that milk does not cause inflammation. This finding may come as a surprise to many, especially those who have heard claims to the contrary about milk's negative health impacts. It's not uncommon for this topic to generate highly divided opinions. On one hand, some firmly believe that milk causes inflammation, often based on opinions from certain health professionals. However, science offers a different perspective. It is true that people with lactose intolerance should avoid consuming milk because their bodies cannot properly process the sugar it contains. This can lead to discomfort such as bloating, gas, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. For these individuals, lactose-free products are an excellent option. Additionally, there is another significant condition, an allergy to milk proteins, particularly casein. This allergy can cause respiratory and skin reactions, especially in young children. Fortunately, many people outgrow this condition over time. For the majority of people who do not have these conditions, milk poses no issues. Interestingly, many older adults have stopped consuming milk due to restrictive and incorrect recommendations, despite not being allergic or intolerant. Choosing not to consume milk can result in reduced intake of calcium and protein, two fundamental nutrients for our health. While there are other dietary sources of these nutrients, it is important to note that if you decide to eliminate milk for personal preference, that's fine, as long as you're aware of your nutritional needs. However, if your decision is based on misconceptions about milk causing inflammation, especially if you don't experience any symptoms, I encourage you to reconsider. Scientific research supports the consumption of milk as a safe and beneficial option for those without dietary restrictions. In fact, some studies indicate that milk may have anti-inflammatory properties. A 200 ml glass provides around 6 g of protein, the same amount as an egg. Moreover, by including denser dairy products like cheese, the protein content increases significantly. Therefore, if you don't have intolerances or allergies, I strongly recommend incorporating milk into your diet. Not only is it a tasty and adaptable dish, but it also provides a rich source of key nutrients for your well-being. Don't miss out on its benefits, and we're almost reaching the third point. Remember, it's the most remarkable of all. In fourth place, cottage cheese. This cheese, although similar to ricotta, stands out for its higher protein content and lower calorie count. Therefore, when it comes to promoting muscle growth and ensuring an adequate protein intake, cottage cheese is an excellent choice. Picture this: as you walk through the dairy aisle in a supermarket, you come across one of the freshest and most versatile cheeses available. This cheese had been overlooked for a long time, but now it's experiencing an impressive revival. Why? Because it's truly amazing to discover how much protein it offers and how low its calorie count is. Cottage cheese is also a great source of calcium, a mineral that is not only beneficial for the whole body but is particularly essential for people with osteoporosis. Keep in mind that for those who are lactose intolerant, there are alternatives, such as lactose-free cottage cheese. In addition to being nutritious, cottage cheese is incredibly versatile. When thinking of a light meal or snack, it's an ideal option for those who want to add protein without complicated preparations. Every 100 g of cottage cheese contains around 10 g of protein, making it an excellent option to spread on bread. However, it's crucial to think about how to pair it. For example, if you mix it with eggs, you could add an additional 5 to 10 g of protein to your dish. So, the next time you're looking for a nutritious, protein-packed alternative, cottage cheese can be your perfect ally. Explore all it has to offer. 3. Chickpeas. Let's talk about a food that's not only delicious but also very nutritious: chickpeas. This ingredient is especially beneficial for those following vegetarian or vegan diets, as it provides an excellent amount of protein without relying on animal sources. For every 100 g of cooked chickpeas, you get between 9 and 10 g of protein. Including chickpeas in your main dishes allows you to enjoy their flavor while also incorporating a considerable amount of protein into your diet. But that's not all. Chickpeas are also an excellent source of fiber, which supports digestive health and helps prolong the feeling of fullness. Additionally, these little legumes are rich in minerals like magnesium and zinc, as well as B vitamins, which are key for muscle growth. Without a doubt, there's one mineral that deserves special mention: iron. This nutrient is essential for the proper functioning of our muscles, and its absorption improves significantly when paired with vitamin C. Imagine savoring a traditional Middle Eastern dish prepared with chickpea paste and a touch of lemon. It's not only a delicious and nutritious meal but also helps enhance iron absorption in your body. In this way, it becomes an excellent option for those looking to increase muscle mass. 2. Spinach. Let's start with a food that's not only healthy but also brings warm childhood memories: spinach. This leafy green vegetable has been part of my life since I watched the famous Popeye cartoon, where the character gained strength and vitality by eating spinach. But what's really behind this iconic representation? Although spinach isn't as high in protein as other sources, what's surprising is that, as a leafy vegetable, it has a fairly notable protein content. In fact, each cooked serving provides approximately 3 g of protein. This fact is especially significant when considering the crucial role proteins play in our diet. Including spinach in our meals is easy and tasty. It can be added to pasta, combined with rice, or even enjoyed as a main dish. But that's not all. Spinach is also a remarkable source of calcium and iron, fundamental nutrients for our well-being. First, Greek yogurt. This type of yogurt is not only delicious but also rich in lactobacilli, microorganisms that offer benefits beyond what one might expect. But why is it so important to include yogurt in our diet? Greek yogurt is an excellent source of protein. In every 100 g serving, there are between 4 and 5 g of protein. This amount is vital, especially when considering the importance of ensuring sufficient protein intake throughout the day. And that's not all. Yogurt is also a good source of calcium and other essential minerals that our body needs for proper functioning. Nowadays, the health of our gut microbiota is increasingly appreciated. This group of beneficial bacteria residing in our intestines plays a crucial role in our overall well-being. Not only do they participate in the digestive process, but they are also essential for the absorption of nutrients and amino acids. If you've ever experienced gastrointestinal discomfort, you might be dealing with a condition called dysbiosis. This term refers to an imbalance in intestinal bacteria, which can harm your well-being. This is where Greek yogurt comes into play. Thanks to its lactobacillus bacteria, it helps restore the balance of our intestinal flora. By balancing our gut flora, yogurt not only promotes digestion but also enhances the absorption of nutrients and amino acids. This is particularly beneficial for those who want to increase and maintain muscle mass. In conclusion, adding Greek yogurt to your diet can be an effective way to improve your digestive health and strengthen your overall well-being. It's worth highlighting that we've chosen to mention these 12 foods because of their high nutritional value, especially their protein content. Proteins are essential for building our muscles and are critical not only for preserving muscle mass but also for the proper functioning of the immune system. In fact, our antibodies are made up of proteins. Unlike carbohydrates and fats, which our body can store as glycogen or in the form of fat tissue, proteins are not stored in the same way. For this reason, it is essential to consume an adequate amount of protein through our daily diet. The importance of exercise, rest, and a balanced diet. Physical activity plays a vital role in muscle strengthening. Resistance routines, such as weight training, are particularly useful for increasing muscle mass. An interesting fact worth mentioning is that recent research has shown that restorative sleep is equally critical in this process. Adequate rest allows the body to recover and develop muscles optimally. This space aims to provide educational information on health and wellness topics but should not be interpreted as a substitute for professional medical care. The suggestions and methods presented are solely for informational purposes and do not constitute medical advice. Do you think living to be 100 years old is a blessing? Reflect on this question as you hear the story of an elderly woman I'll tell you about. Grandma Smith, who has reached the age of 82, is going through another day filled with sighs. Since her late 60s, she has suffered from severe arthritis, which has made watching television increasingly difficult. Additionally, due to her poor hearing, she has to turn the volume up to the maximum, which has now become part of her routine. By the time she turned 80, her physical weakness became more apparent, and now she doesn't even have the strength to hold the remote control, which only adds to her distress. Finding new hobbies has also become challenging. Due to arthritis, leaving her home has become almost impossible, and although she would love to enjoy a tasty meal, there aren't many places that accept phone orders. Even when, with the help of a social worker, she tries a beef broth, her tongue has lost its agility due to age, so despite adding plenty of salt and pepper, the broth tastes completely bland, like water or salted water. Her memory is fading more and more, and she lacks the energy to move, making it difficult to find her mobile phone. Each day of her life becomes a constant battle against exhaustion and melancholy, so instead of enjoying a serene and fulfilling life in her final years, she feels that every day is a punishment. This is the sad reality of Grandma Smith, who lives in Seoul. How do you imagine your life in old age? Surely, regardless of your position or circumstances, everyone would wish to live an independent life, doing what they please until the end, in a free, healthy, and joyful way. No one, not even Grandma Smith, would want to spend their final years depending on others due to health problems that impose limitations, something that is clear. Unfortunately, the current situation is very different from what many expected. This is because not many people properly prepare to enjoy a full and healthy old age. Typically, When enjoying good health in their 50s or 60s, people tend to live without thinking too much about what lies ahead, and before they realize it, 5 or 10 years have passed. By the time they reach 80, aging appears as a surprise. From the age of 70, the physical changes related to age become more noticeable, and if no measures are taken to address them, both the body and the mind begin to deteriorate rapidly. The reduction in muscle mass, the deterioration of joints, the decline in cognitive ability, and the aging of nerve cells cause the senses to become less precise. Facing the real sensation of both physical and mental loss, old age turns into a nightmare filled with sadness and despair. This harsh reality explains why, for some people, living to be 100 is not a blessing, but a burden. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you know what the ages of 20 for men and 23 for women represent? According to a report from the Insurance Development Institute, the average life expectancy in South Korea for the year 2024 is 86.3 years for men and 90.7 years for women. However, in addition to the general life expectancy, there is the concept of healthy life, which refers to the age when a person remains physically and mentally well and can lead an independent life. According to the most recent data from 2023, the average healthy life percentage is 65.6% for men and 67.2% for women. This means that, on average, men begin to lose their health at the age of 65, while women do so at 67. By the ages of 86 and 90, respectively, both must rely on others for care until their death. The ages of 20 for men and 23 for women that I mentioned earlier represent the period when health begins to deteriorate and death approaches. Of course, these are statistical data, so not everyone will follow this same path. In fact, there are individuals who, despite having passed through the stage of good health, continue to enjoy an active old age. These people may feel very satisfied to be in better physical condition than the average. However, in most cases, special health care is needed around the age of 60, and even more so in the 70s, due to the onset of chronic diseases. Statistics indicate that, although life expectancy continues to rise, the number of years lived in good health is decreasing. This means that, while people live longer, many face diseases and limitations that degrade their quality of life. A friend who works at a university hospital told me that, although we are entering an era where living to 100 is becoming more possible, he is unsure whether this period will be one of well-being or rather one of anguish, as those who do not take care of their health and experience accelerated aging at the end of their lives might face years of suffering. According to his observation, people in their 60s generally enjoy good health, but by the time they reach 75, they experience a significant loss of physical abilities. Although some people retire at 65, after about 10 years, they begin to feel too tired to do many activities. Most people who are over 75 abandon sports like golf due to lack of vitality. The only form of exercise older people can do is walking. As we age, health begins to decline significantly by the age of 70, and by the time we reach 80, it becomes uncertain whether we will enjoy another year of life. Therefore, reaching 100 is no easy task, and if we live much longer, our existence will be complicated. As a friend of mine mentioned, people who surpass 80 often face both physical and cognitive problems. Being aware of this reality, it may already be too late to do anything about it. Although the average life expectancy is approaching 100 years, we all aspire to live a long life, but above all, a healthy one, with a body and mind in full health, enjoying independence. For this reason, facing old age without preparation is a discouraging prospect. It is crucial to start preparing early, particularly to extend a healthy life and ensure a satisfying retirement. That's why today, I want to share 5 recommendations on how to prepare for aging, preferably in your 50s or 60s, or at least before reaching 70. If we start taking action now, we will certainly be able to enjoy a healthy and fulfilling old age. Before we continue, remember to like this video if you're enjoying it and subscribe to the channel for the best tips on how to attract abundance and prosperity into your life. Let's move on. It's common to hear that as we age, we should keep growing and challenging ourselves. However, this mindset often remains just words, as many people don't take action on it. Do you remember the last time you learned something completely new or tried something you had never done before? In our culture, education and learning are often associated with youth, and many believe that once school is over, learning should stop. This widespread thought leads people to even hesitate in starting simple activities like a hobby or exercise. This happens not only because the new may feel uncomfortable, but also due to the fear of making mistakes or failing. Because of our emotions, we avoid confronting situations that destabilize and confuse us. This happens because we try to escape uncomfortable or difficult moments. As a result, our minds focus mainly on successful and stable experiences, while drifting away from those linked to failure. This causes only the most active areas of our brain to receive stimuli, while others remain inactive, which accelerates brain aging. It's similar to how objects deteriorate when used excessively or left unused altogether. Brain specialists suggest that learning new things and engaging in unfamiliar activities helps prevent dementia in old age. By giving our brain proper stimulation through novel experiences, we strengthen our immune system, which significantly delays the onset of conditions like dementia or depression. Nevertheless, there are still those who are reluctant to step out of their comfort zones or learn something new, thinking it's too late due to their age or believing their mind is rusty. I want to share the story of an older person who deeply motivated me. This story can serve as a great source of inspiration for all of you. It's about a 98-year-old man named Lee Gun-ho, who, despite his advanced age, dedicates 5 hours daily to skiing every winter. This is impressive because at his age, many people would struggle even to walk, yet he enjoys a sport that requires balance and motor skills. What's most amazing is that he started skiing at 60. I had the opportunity to learn to ski when I was about 40, but I felt too old and worried about injuring myself, so I never tried. I thought that balance-demanding sports, like skiing, should be learned when you're young. Now, I feel a bit embarrassed for not having tried it. However, this 98-year-old man not only continues skiing, but he also plans to compete in a senior ski tournament in the US next year. Isn't that inspiring? It doesn't matter if it's not skiing, any activity that you are passionate about, whether it's a hobby, learning a language, or exercising, you should challenge yourself to try it. It doesn't matter if you don't succeed or if you give up halfway through, no one will criticize you. The key is to be willing to try without hesitation. So, I invite you to take on a challenge and try something new, no matter what stage of life you're in. Regarding money management, I'd like to talk about something crucial for our lives. Financial management should be a priority in your 70s and 80s. It's common for people to organize their lives well between their 30s and 60s, but they rarely consider what will happen after they turn 70. In the past, life expectancy was shorter, so we didn't think much about what would happen after we turned 80. However, today, life expectancy has increased, and many people continue to live with energy and well-being after 60. If we don't adequately prepare for this stage of our existence, the first things to be affected will be our health and financial situation. Health is a constant concern throughout life, but money becomes much more essential as we age. When we're young, if we lack money, we can work hard to earn it. However, when we reach old age, if we don't have resources, the consequences can be serious. Even if we want to keep working, our bodies no longer allow it, or there's simply no way to spend it. The children, whom we've dedicated so much effort to raising, are now absorbed in their own commitments. Money doesn't appear magically, unless you get lucky with the lottery, so unless something unexpected happens, it doesn't come without reason. Therefore, as we grow older, it's essential to prepare to cover our own financial needs. Don't delay until tomorrow what you can do today. From the moment you watch this video, make sure to prepare in advance. What you prepare now will generate reliable results and won't fail you when the time for retirement comes. Retirement planning is not just about saving money for daily expenses, but also about preparing in terms of health, recreational activities, and social relationships. Any retirement strategy involves uncertain and inevitable risks, but liquid savings, accumulated consistently and steadily, are what will truly support us. Therefore, as soon as you finish watching this video, create a budget for your retirement expenses based on your current lifestyle and start planning for your future. There are different perspectives on how much money is needed to maintain an adequate standard of living during retirement, with estimates ranging from $1.5 million to $3 million per month for an individual, but these figures are only a general estimate. It is most appropriate for you to determine your own expenses based on your personal situation. It is essential to create a solid financial plan, such as joining the national insurance or investing in pension products or having income-generating properties. However, there is one key thing to remember when making these arrangements: do not be tempted to seek quick profits. Retirement investments, due to their nature, offer little room to recover losses, so it is crucial to avoid risky investments in real estate, stocks, or other unproven areas that may generate losses. It is important to choose safe investment options, with no risk of capital loss, to avoid facing economic difficulties in retirement. The 5 key aspects to consider before reaching 80 are: first, recognize that you cannot stop aging, but you can take care of your health to maintain a youthful appearance and a healthy body. Health is everything, and no one can argue with this truth. Taking care of our health is a responsibility for everyone, especially when preparing for retirement. In the past, the concept of anti-aging was very popular, but today we talk more about gradual aging, that is, preventing premature aging and maintaining a more gradual aging process. Sometimes, we encounter people of the same age who seem much younger or older than they actually are. Premature aging not only affects our appearance but also accelerates the onset of chronic diseases and the loss of physical abilities as we age. While some people in their 70s or 80s maintain the physical and mental energy of younger individuals, others, even in their 50s and 60s, end up in nursing homes due to premature aging. Therefore, preventing aging is essential and should start early. Western eating habits, physical inactivity, stress, lack of rest, and obesity are the main reasons behind accelerated aging. I solved it. I used to walk moderate distances to ensure that I naturally met the minimum daily exercise requirement, and when night fell, I would retire early to rest and be ready for the next day. This lifestyle was something inevitable and typical of that era. Today, however, it has become a conscious and essential practice for our health. Therefore, if you want to establish healthy habits that promote slower aging, do not overly rely on the pleasures and comforts of modern life. As we age, it can become somewhat uncomfortable, but it is essential to maintain a healthy diet and do exercises that benefit our physical well-being, even if that means making an extra effort. It is important to pay more attention to our daily habits. Additionally, to protect our mental health in old age, we must also protect the brain's cognitive function. Therefore, I suggest you follow the advice I gave earlier, learn new things or engage in unfamiliar activities to activate your mind. This kind of stimulation can help slow brain aging and prevent disorders such as Alzheimer's. Before reaching old age, there are 5 aspects that are important to understand and plan for. The fourth one is carefully choosing where you will live in your later years, based on what you love. Many people dream of moving to the countryside and they get older, and you might be one of them. Those who grew up in the countryside and later moved to the city for work often fantasize about returning to rural life once they reach maturity. In fact, many people, after participating in TV programs or becoming well-known figures in their community, have managed to fulfill their dream of moving to the countryside. However, while some adjust perfectly, others, due to lifestyle differences, end up returning to the city. In these cases, they discover that life in a rural area doesn't suit their personality. On the other hand, some elderly people think that living in a big city, close to hospitals and medical services, is a more convenient option. This is also influenced by individual preferences, so what works for some may not work for others. If you want to have a fulfilling old age, it's essential to first determine what type of living environment you would prefer. I know a 60-year-old woman who recently seemed worried when I saw her. When I listened to her, she told me that her parents, both nearing 90 years old, used to live in a house in the countryside. However, after speaking with her siblings, they decided to move them to an apartment near a hospital so that her father, who suffered from a chronic illness, could receive medical attention more easily. A couple of weeks later, when she visited her parents in the new apartment, she noticed that her father's health was deteriorating rapidly, even though his condition had not changed. Her mother, although unsure, suggested that her father's lack of outdoor activity could be affecting his well-being. While they lived in the countryside, he used to do daily tasks like taking care of the garden, which kept him active without needing extra exercise. However, after moving to the apartment, he started avoiding going outside due to the lack of activities and the constant noise from cars. After several weeks indoors, he, who used to be a calm person, became even more withdrawn and started showing signs of depression. The daughter, feeling guilty, is now looking for a new home in the countryside, convinced that rural life would be better for her parents' health. This story shows that the decision of where to live in old age directly impacts our physical and mental health, especially regarding emotional well-being. If you decide to move after retiring or when your children are already independent, it is crucial to choose your home based on criteria different from those you used when working. Instead of being guided by rumors or what others think, it's essential to understand your personality and preferences deeply. Are you more drawn to cities or the countryside? Do you feel more comfortable in an apartment, or do you prefer a house with a garden? Do you enjoy being part of a community, or do you prefer having your own space? The more you think about these aspects, the clearer you'll be about what you truly seek. Don't feel overwhelmed by these thoughts. Take the time to explore your preferences deeply to choose the type of home that best suits you in your later years. This kind of reflection will be key to a fulfilling and successful life in the years to come, and an excellent preparation for your future. The fifth and final suggestion is to change your perspective on aging and see it as a time when you are still young. Have you ever felt melancholic when looking at wrinkles or gray hair in the mirror? In those moments, the passage of time becomes more noticeable, and it can cause sadness. It's common to have pessimistic thoughts about aging, but recent research has revealed that adopting a negative attitude toward aging can adversely affect our physical health. A study conducted by Oregon State University found that people who focus continuously on their aging or consider themselves old tend to suffer greater physical decline. This type of negative thinking can lead to a more passive and dependent attitude, which also negatively impacts health. Many older people express statements like, "I've lived enough," or, "When I get old, I prefer to die," but even though these phrases may be said in jest, they can have a harmful effect on both the speaker and the listener. Psychologist Cho Seo-won from Gyeonggi University suggests that we focus on the accomplishments that come with the passage of time, rather than on what we no longer have. Aging doesn't just involve physical changes, it also brings many benefits, such as greater experience and less worry. What's essential is to view old age as a natural stage of life, embrace this process with serenity, and try to maintain a positive attitude. Only in this way can we age healthily and fully enjoy our relationships, values, and experiences in adulthood. Reflect on this, and if you understand its importance, focus on replicating that value. Accept the passage of time, and at the same time, become aware that you are now younger than ever while putting your core principles into practice. Your future will be even brighter than the youthful days filled with light that you've already experienced. Today, I want to share 5 aspects that you should know and prepare in advance for the future. The first is not to doubt or delay personal learning and self-improvement. The second is to ensure that you manage your retirement fund properly, establishing a stable source of income. The third is that, although aging cannot be stopped, we should strive to delay it as much as possible and maintain lasting physical youth. The fourth recommendation is to carefully select the place where you will live during retirement, based on your personal preferences. The fifth, is to adopt a new perspective on aging and consider yourself still young. We are approaching an era in which living to 100 will be common, and this future is not so distant. In 2024, the Korea Insurance Development Institute reported that, for the first time, the average life expectancy in the country exceeded 90 years. Life expectancy continues to increase each year, which will soon bring us an average life expectancy close to 100 years. I ask you the question again, do you really believe that the 100-year life is a blessing? Those who enjoy their life right now may consider that reaching 100 will be equally pleasant and full of happiness. However, those facing physical, mental, or financial difficulties might see a prolonged life to that age as unbearable. Of everything I've shared with you today, topics like health, money, housing, and learning are essential, but the most crucial factor is the attitude we have toward aging. If, starting at 50 or 60 years old, we adopt the idea that it's too late or that we are too old to do something, we won't try anything, and the process of aging, both physically and mentally, will accelerate even more quickly. After all, today is the youngest day you will have in your entire life. Unless we can travel back in time, this is the youngest moment we will experience, so it is crucial to change our mindset. With the belief that today is the best and youngest time to start something, go for it without hesitation and do everything you've always wanted to do. If you are able to fill the time you have left with this attitude, reaching 100 years will become one of the greatest blessings and accomplishments of your bright, full life. This concludes today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and like. We appreciate you being with us for so long. We'll see you soon with even more valuable content. I support all our wise followers in living a happy and radiant life. Thank you.